in this video, I'll go over all the important settings you need to change if you want to get the most out of the Insta360 Luna Ultra. Let's get started. First things first, before we get into the settings, let me show you how I carry around my Luna Ultra. This is everything I need to record cinematic videos with this camera, and it gives me great confidence I can do it all. As you can see, there's nothing that special in the kit, but there are a few things that make a difference. First things first, we have the carrying case, which makes a big difference if you have a lot of gear around you or if you simply want to protect the gimbal when throwing this in a backpack or in your pocket somewhere so you don't break the gimbal. So the case is very important for another reason as well, because here inside I have the wide angle lens, which is a big deal if you want to vlog with the camera, because it creates a, I would say, more pleasing field of view that makes a lot more sense for vlogging. So I have that with me. And then I have an ND64 filter from Firmware. This is an addition that I recently added to this whole kit for creating cinematic footage. ND filters is a must, and there will be some more talk about ND filters a little bit later in the video, but on the Insta360 Luna Ultra itself, I also carry an ND32 filter at all times pretty much, because for the majority of time I shoot outside in bright sunny weather where the sunlight is very strong, so I need ND32 and ND64, and those filters are quite important for my daily usage of this camera because they allow me to use manual exposure, which again is something that we'll talk about in just a second. The other thing that I carry with me is this battery extension, which comes with the creator kit. This is always on the camera for two reasons. First, obviously, is to give me more battery life. You never know how much battery you're going to need when you are using this camera for run and gun situations where you might use it for a longer time, you might use it for a shorter period of time, but it's great to have. And this doesn't really change the form factor that much, so it still gives me that flexibility in small form factor, but also gives me a lot more battery life. And most importantly, I use it for setting this camera with the built-in tripod legs here that I'm a big fan of. That means that if I want to put this on the ground and maybe record a time lapse or just vlog with it, but from a distance, I can set it to the ground knowing that it can stay vertical without any issues. Now, keep in mind, this is not the strongest tripod in the world. If there is strong wind, it might tip over, but for the majority of cases, this will do perfectly fine. So this is everything I need besides the microphone that I take with me, and I'm good to go. I'm covered. I have battery life, I have ND filters, I have tripod, and everything is ready to go. Now let's talk about the settings that I use on the Luna Ultra to get the maximum best quality footage out of it. First, let's talk about resolution and frame rate. I have found out that the difference between 8K 30 frames per second and 4K 30 frames per second is, I would say, negligible, so I don't really bother with 8K. I don't really feel like I need 8K on this camera, or I would say 99% of the time I use 4K 30 frames per second. That's my standard resolution and frame rate for regular videos. Now, if I'm planning to shoot B-roll, for example, then I switch to 4K 60 frames per second, or if it's something that is very action-packed, very dynamic, where I know slower pace would look even better on the final result, then I shoot in 4K 120 frames per second. Next, we have exposure, which is arguably the most important topic when it comes to this camera, because exposure is everything. So what we need to do is slide to get into the exposure settings, enter Pro Mode, and then go to exposure. Before we go to exposure, actually, we need to switch to iLok footage, because to get the most out of the Luna Ultra, you need to shoot in the flattest color profile available, which in this case is iLok. iLok is absolutely fantastic to great, but it does require a little bit of knowledge. If you don't want to deal with getting that knowledge, you can just get my LUT for the Luna Ultra, which is just one click and you can just drag it on top of your footage and it just works in a matter of seconds. But if you want to manually color grade and achieve footage that looks crispy, cinematic, very balanced and nicely saturated, you need to shoot in iLock and go into the manual exposure of this camera. Here is where the real magic is, in my opinion at least. Now the Luna Ultra has a problem when shooting with auto ISO. If you shoot everything in auto ISO and you just let the camera decide what ISO to use, it will render some plasticky and not very pleasing type of footage that it's just not that professional. It's not the best that you can get from this camera. So in order to get the best footage possible, you need to lock your ISO. Just like a normal camera, the best results are always in manual mode. So what we need to do is set our shutter to 1/60 if you're shooting in 30 frames per second. And if we shoot in 60, then of course double that to 1/120. If we shoot in 120 frames per second, 1/240 is our shutter. But what we need to set our ISO at is 800. Nothing less, nothing more. This is the base ISO of the Luna Ultra, and I know what you are going to say. 800 is a very high ISO, and that's true, but that's the base ISO for iLock on the Luna Ultra, and this will give you the best possible looking footage. So in order to get that, base ISO is suggested. So I'm also using that on my other cameras, so wherever the base ISO is, I stick to that unless it's really necessary. Now of course, when you select an ISO of 800, the footage will be blown out. It will be very overexposed. So what you need to do is obviously use ND filters. I use the ND filters by Firmware because they have a lot of variety of their filters. They can give you a lot of flexibility to decide which filter goes best with your current lighting scenario. So I personally advise you to overexpose your footage by at least one stop so you can retain a lot more information and bring it back later in post. This is how log footage usually works. You overexpose it by 1 or 2 stops and then you bring it back later in post. I know it's not the easiest thing to do, but if you have a little bit of time to fiddle with the camera before you shoot with it, it will render the best results possible. As for white balance, I usually just set it to 5600 kelvins depending on the lighting conditions. Of course, I test the white balance before I set it, but usually for a bright and sunny day, 5600 is my standard white balance, and then I tweak it accordingly depending on the time of day. Other options I don't really bother with: phase priority, autofocus continuous, and breathing compensation. I don't touch them because they work perfectly fine as they are. The next thing we need to do is go to the menus, make sure we are in settings, then scroll all the way down until we find video bitrate and set it to high. Most cameras nowadays come with standard bitrate pre-selected, so people are wondering why my shots are looking a little bit mushy and, you know, a little bit less polished as opposed to other people that upload videos with the same camera. One of the main reasons is this: the bitrate has been set to standard instead of high. Now, low light footage is a completely different chapter when it comes to getting nice looking footage out of the Luna Ultra, and that's mainly because the Luna Ultra uses a different mode called pure video to get low light footage that is just incredible, in my opinion. So for that, you don't need to use iLock, you don't need to even color grade your footage that much. You can simply use pure video mode with automatic camera settings, or if you want to have maximum control, you can set your ISO and shutter speed depending on how pro you are feeling. And then what you need to do is to grade very lightly to get a good looking night footage. I would say the 95% of the work has been done internally from the Luna Ultra when using pure video mode. It has a very nice noise reduction applied to your footage that is definitely not overdone and doesn't create that plasticky, fake looking shot that, you know, some cameras can do when shooting at nighttime. So the majority of your night footage will look great straight out of the camera. If you want to make it a little bit more cinematic, you can add a little bit of blue into the shadows or just add a night LUT to your footage that will create that night cinematic feel to your footage. But for the most part, pure video is essential if you're shooting at night. The last thing you need to do is make sure you're running the latest firmware from Insta360 on the Luna Ultra, because they are quite great at addressing some problems and some bugs and little annoyances that come up when using this camera. And also they add new features every now and then. So in order to not miss that, make sure you connect your Luna Ultra to the Insta360 app, and it will show, when connected, it will show whether there's a new firmware update or not. That's something that many people forget to do, and it's something that I would advise you to do every like 2 weeks or so you can always be on the latest firmware, making sure that every small thing that has been a little bit of a annoyance for you has been fixed, and maybe some new features have been added as well that you can take advantage of. That's pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, nothing really that groundbreaking, nothing that special in terms of what you can do, but small tweaks do make a difference. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you did by clicking on the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one very, very soon. Ciao.